In fact, we shot, I think the last 4 games, we've shot 24% from 3, which we've got to do a better job with that, making shots. But we needed to pick up a win. We didn't. Because of that, we fell out of 4th place. Still have a chance to get it back with 2 wins here at home. We're glad to be back home. But the second leg of this 4-game trips, or the second 4-game trip, has been a little bit more difficult than we thought. We were hoping to get a split at least on the 4 games, and if we'd have done that, we'd been in great shape. But we didn't play well. Southern Miss shot the ball extremely well on Saturday. Corbello shoots 23% career 3-point shooting. He's 1 for 8 this year. We had it to 5 with about 4 minutes to go. Had a little momentum, and he hit a 3 from top of the key. And then the next possession down, Mo Arnold, a 29% 3-point shooter, hits a 3. And that pretty much did it. That kept it right at 10 points, and we just couldn't get past it. Joe didn't get enough help. He had a really good game scoring the ball, but we didn't have enough help from the rest of the group, and we got to have 2, 3, 4 guys play at their highest level for us to win those type games, and we've got to make shots. Defense was good at times, but we had issues rebounding the ball. Southern Miss is much bigger than us up front, and they were able to dominate the glass for the most part. We're looking forward to being here at home this week. We've got Troy coming in on Wednesday. It'll be autism night. Coaches will be wearing blue pins to acknowledge autism, which has affected a lot of people, and even in my family. So we're looking forward to playing Troy. They're coming off a split. They lost at Arkansas State, and they won at Monroe on Saturday. And they've got a good team. They're really good at home, and they've won some games on the road recently. So it'll be a tough game, and their situation's pretty secure, I think, for where they are and being in the top 4, having that 3rd spot locked down. I guess there's a chance they could get 2nd or 1st still, but I don't see that happening. And then on Friday, we'll get another shot at Southern Miss. And guys will be ready to play. We're looking forward to that game as well.
Is it hard to distinguish? I mean, it looks like from the outside looking in that y'all look fatigued playing a little bit maybe. Is that just the end of a long season, or is that the 4-game road trip? I mean, how do you distinguish that?
Probably a combination of both. We were, I think, at App State, and Jay asked after the game on the post-game show if we had fatigue and it was affecting our shooting. And I said, I don't really think so, but there's some truth to that. We have played guys more minutes than we normally played. We haven't had the depth that we've had in the past. And the 4 guys have played a lot of minutes. And I don't think it's affected us, but it is what it is. And we've got to start making some shots.
Seemed like Iwaku did one of the better jobs this year on team game. What was he doing? Because I don't think he was getting a lot of help. It was a lot of one-on-one.
Yeah, he just did a good job with him. He's a really good athlete. He's mobile and good rebounder. And he did a good job on Hosanna. He missed some shots he'd been making, and then we set him for a while and went with a smaller lineup, and that seemed to work for a minute late in the second half. But he'll be back. H will bounce back. It's first poor game, or really single-digit game, I guess he scored in a long time.
Coach, what is the approach kind of for these final few games and then into the tournament?
Just try to improve. We've got to correct a couple of things we did not work on or in the game that we did not do well. We've got to work on those situations. We've got to make sure that we get better defensively, shooting the ball. We took good care of the basketball, but just try to stay motivated and encouraged, and the whole season's right in front of us. This is the biggest week of the year, obviously, and then next week will be the biggest week of the year.
I know it's been a month and a half since you last played Troy, but what can you take away from that trip to Troy from January that you can apply?
Well, that was the game before the streak, and everybody was upset after that game. We had a 2-point lead, I think, in the ball with a couple of minutes to go, and we turned it over 3 times. We got a bunch of calls that went against us that game, but we didn't play well enough to close out that game, and that's kind of been our MO at times. And we've got to make sure that we do a good job on Troy this time. They've got a first-team All-League guy and Eugene, really good player, and they've got a really good team. They've got a supporting cast, and they play hard, and they'll come at you. So it'll be similar to Southern Miss as far as a physical game.
Thoughts on the Sun Belt Conference tournament, because it is, the first 2 times you get off days, and 2 top 4 seeds last year lost because the other teams, they were sitting for a week. How, in this case, how important is it to get a top 4 seed?
Well, with us, it's important, as we've said earlier, because of our depth or lack of depth. And we've got to make sure that we've got everybody rested and ready to go, and it'll be easier to play 3 instead of 4 in 5 days. But it certainly can happen. It happened last year to Southern Miss and Marshall got knocked out, and then JMU got through, but they got knocked out against South Alabama in the semifinals. So got to get there and play, and hopefully we're in the top 4. Still think that's a strong possibility, but we've got to make it happen on the court.
You're talking about how we got to get the shooting back up. One, you're going to be at home, which theoretically could help, but also you're playing against one of the better, if not the best defensive team in the league. So it's got not necessarily the easiest team to get offensively going against.
Yeah, I don't know where we rank defensively compared to them, but we'll be able to score hopefully. But they are a good team. They play hard. They do a good job rebounding the ball as a group. They don't have an interior presence, so to speak. They play more perimeter-wise, but they've got a good team, and they're physical, and they're going to be tough, and they're trying to win a championship just like we're trying to get in the top 4.
This Themis is finishing up like his second year, basically, of being in the league. Are teams defending him a certain way that's making it tougher for him when he drives, different than last year or even earlier this year?
Just, I think there's some bigger guys in there at the basket, and there's a secondary guy as well. So he's not been able to score layups at the basket as much as he has. He's done a better job playing off 2 feet. He didn't play particularly well at Monroe. Thought he did some good things the other night. I mean, he had 6 assists, no turnovers. Mike had 2 assists, no turnovers. Kentrell had 2 assists, no turnovers. I mean, our guard play was pretty good.
So I know Jeff Jones is dealing with some serious health issues. He's announced his retirement. We've seen some other coaches announce their retirement due to, the atmosphere around college sports. You've been doing this for more than a minute. Have you thought how much longer you're going to be coaching basketball?
Yeah, but not. I'm not going to do it forever, but certainly enjoy coaching and making a difference with young men, and I feel like we've done a really good job with this team this year. You wouldn't know that from the last week, but the compliments we get from other coaches in the league is nice to hear. So get sad about Jeff, and I'll reach out to him tomorrow. We text with each other when we were in Norfolk a couple of weeks ago, and he's had a lot of issues, and he's dealt with the prostate cancer since 2015. So you have to prioritize your health at some point.